What's up, guys? So I was using Pokemon Online and I ran into a gym leader and we had a pretty epic match. So gonna upload it. Alright. Let's make sure the music's on. Okay. Alright, so I start out with Dragonite, starts out with Umbreon, and I go for Dragon Dance, and he goes for Screech. And I go for a second Dragon Dance, thinking I can take whatever he's going to throw at me, but then he goes for Foul Play, and that takes me out. I should have figured that, but whatever. So I go into Altaria next to set up for the Toxic, because I know Umbreon can be a pain to take out. Then he goes for a Screech, trying to use that same strategy again. And so I go into Metagross to take the Foul Play at normal power, and also resist it pretty well because of the defense, and Screech is resisted because of the Clear Body. And so I go for a Meteor Mash, and it does a pretty good chunk. And he switches out into Hydreigon, while I go for another Meteor Mash, which is... wow, does that much. And so I predicted the Fire move from Hydreigon, so I go into Feraligatr to resist it. I thought he might use Fire Blast, but he just uses Heat Wave, so that's good for me. Then he goes for Dragon Pulse next, and I resist it. Well, I mean, I don't get killed, which is good, because it allows me to use Ice Fang. He goes for a second Dragon Pulse, which will take me out, but he's weak enough for me to finish him off with the Bullet Punch. And there we go. Okay, so next up is Weavile. And I should have gone for Meteor Mash. I don't know why I went for Bullet Punch here. I just figured it would be a 2-hit KO anyway, or whatever. And he goes for Brick Break. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but yeah. So, he switches into Crocodile to take my Bullet Punch, and it gets a pretty nice chunk. And I should have gone for Meteor Mash, because even though Bullet Punch was a critical hit, but I should have figured I would have been able to take the Earthquake. And yeah. But anyways, I go for a second Bullet Punch because I know that he's going to outspeed me and kill me. And then his attack raises from that, which doesn't prove to matter because I finish him off with Leaf Blade. From Sceptile. Yes, and goes into Weavile next, and then I go for Focus Blast to try and finish him off because I'm afraid Rock Slide might not do the job. Then Focus Blast misses, but luckily I have another chance because of the Focus Sash. And so I go for Focus Blast again, and it hits this time, thank goodness. Left with 1 HP. And then he goes into Honchkrow, and Honchkrow goes for Sucker Punch, taking me out. Nothing I could have done there. And so I go into Altaria next. And then he switches into Sharpedo, while I go for Sky Attack. The Sky Attack winds up being a critical hit. And Sky Attack has a high critical hit ratio, so that will happen, so I can't feel too bad about that. And so he goes into Umbreon next, and I go for Toxic. And the Synchronize gives me the same status effect, and he goes for Screech, setting up for that same strategy. And where does he go for next? Oh, right. And so I go into Swampert to take Foul Play at normal power, and normal effect rather. Then he goes for Screech again to set up for that thing. And I go for Earthquake, and my Earth Gem makes it really strong, and the Toxic finishes it off. And he goes into his last Pokemon, Honchkrow, and Sucker Punch is really powerful, takes out my Swampert. Oh right, because it's Screech, I forgot. But yeah. Goes into Sucker Punch for my Altaria, but it doesn't work because I don't go for a physical attack. I go for Toxic. And he goes for Sucker Punch again, thinking I'll attack this time, but I didn't. I go for Roost. I go for Roost again. And this time he goes for Brave Bird, which takes out a huge chunk, almost killing me. And we're both almost out here. And I go for Roost, while he goes for Brave Bird, which takes me out, but the Toxic takes him out as well. Ending in a draw. Awesome. Yeah, awesome match.